Yes, people, welcome to Never a Foul. You thought we were done with 7, well, we're back with 4. Manchester United 4, Real Betis 1. Europa League is looking like qualification through to the next round. Fingers crossed at the moment. We've bounced back at Old Trafford. So, people, you can't cook us tonight. It's W's tonight. It's only wins tonight, man. So, you know what we're doing. The live match reactions is something new. We've just started doing a Never a Foul. Big up brothers, obviously, Daps and Mo doing an Arsenal one earlier. We've got myself and Cass here tonight. And we're joined by Chaps, and we've got Miss United as well, guys. So like the video,
aka football dot, live in the flesh.
Live in the flesh, man. So you know, we've got to introduce them properly. Obviously, Chaps, first time on Never a Foul. I think with us, obviously, Chaps and Tony, you've done. Yeah, man. Big up yourself coming through. Happy after that win and that, yeah?
Yeah, man. Can't complain. Well, I can complain, and I will complain, but yeah.
We'll save the complaint. We've got to celebrate the win after the week we've had. And football dot, first time obviously on. Cass said you were coming on, so it's lovely to have you on the show and everything. Let the people know where they can find you. And yeah, man, you're coming on after a win, so it's a good time.
This is football dot, like they said. So normally by Twitter I go by Stop Save and Chat. Like football dot's my at. But I don't know. Just after that win, it was a terrible week. I didn't go on Twitter. After that game, but it was a good response. But I mean, I have feelings about that first half. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know what I like about this is that it's immediate thoughts. We're gonna talk about it straight off the cuff. Cass, what are you saying, man? After the week you've had,
all I'm gonna say, Bon Sarfo, don't ever get onto Weghorst like that in your entire life, bruv. I get it. You won't have the great first half, but second half he done his thing. I know his limitations. You know what I'm saying? Don't get onto my players.
I'm gonna have to show him this now.
You know what it is, yeah? You know what really frustrated me? Yeah? Someone got noise in the background, like a TV or something.
Yeah, Najee, I think.
Oh, is it you, Najee? But what's it? I call him Najee, but what's it called? Yeah, it was Antony frustrated me, bruv. Like, honestly, brother, just take a guy on in your entire life, please. Do something right. Like, you know what really done it for me? He scored a bad boy goal, yeah, and then after he decides not to square it. That actually annoyed me so much. I can't actually get out of my head. I want to be positive though.
That's the tie done there, Cass, isn't it? That is the tie like finished if he squares that. And that's the thing with Antony. I think he gives people that frustration because the mediocrity, not taking on his man. Then he scores a worldie, but then doesn't pass it back when we could be like 5-4-1 up. And then do you know what? Also, in my group chats, Pelestri comes on and literally takes on his man within 30 seconds, and everyone's like, Antony does never take on his man. Pellestri's come within 30 seconds, taken on his man, squared it, and Weghorst gets his first goal, which you can see by the celebration he was relieved with. But you know what? Everyone here, make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're subscribing. It seems like there's a lot to talk about because there's positives, there's negatives from it, which is actually a good thing for a debate, to be fair. Najee, what are you saying, man? Obviously, you've turned the TV off now. The cat's gone to sleep.
No, the cat ain't sleeping, man. The mascot's down there, boys. I tell you now, he's down there, man. I've just fed in some treats. But listen, big up, obviously, everyone, of course. Nice to meet the new people. Hope you're good. Hope you're blessed. Listen, I'm happy with the result, first and foremost. Like, we needed a result, man. That's the biggest thing for me. We needed that result. I mean, we needed goals as well. I wanted 6, I can't lie. I wanted 6. I know you were talking about the Antony situation. And you know what? His entire game didn't fill me with enough confidence. After coming off the back of that Liverpool battering, slapping, whatever you want to call it, basically, we basically look like battered Mars bars, man. Like, Mars bar dashed into a frying pan, hold that. That's what it looked greasy, it looked nasty, man. After having a performance like that, bro, today I wanted to see clinical edge to the player, man, and every single player on there. And Antony, it's the basics for me. It's the basics and the fundamentals of the game, which he seems to lack. He's got a worldy iron robin left foot when he wants to. Cool. He scored against Man City. We saw him. We lost 6-3. We know we can do that. It's incredible. And when it happens, it kind of just nullifies everything else. But then not taking on your man 24/7, the lack of right foot. He was in the box, bro, and the man didn't square it on his right foot. He tried to cut. He tried to do it a little Rabona chop, whatever it was. I'm thinking, bro, like you overcomplicate the game when you don't need to. And Pelestri comes on. And like he takes some free man, but he's on an awkward angle. And he takes some free man, uses his left foot and his right foot, and I'm thinking that's Antony. He's going backwards. Now that's not a full negative because Antony has some incredible things that he adds to the team. But when you've got situations ultimately where you need your player to be more direct because the opportunity suggests that you need to either keep running in the straight line or you even need to put it onto your right and get past your man, and you're turning backwards to the point where sometimes we go back to the halfway line or centre backs. That has to be an issue moving forward, because you're ultimately nullifying opportunities and only going forward when it suits you when you're on your left foot. Now, I'm not going to drum on Antony for the rest of the space. I think everyone's pretty much in agreement at some point or with some of the things I would say. On the things that he was amazing at, and his work rate, of course, we know getting back. For me personally, I see him and I would much prefer him either central in the camp area than out wide. That's me personally. So just around the edge of the box. I don't want him.
I saw Antony better on the left
like
wing. I saw Antony better on the left wing personally. You know, like I can't lie. As soon as he went left wing, we actually got some decent crosses into the area. The first time seeing that since Luke Shaw.
You know what it is? If he's on the left wing, I feel like he'd run out of space, because if you think about his angles of running, he uses the outside of his left foot to dribble inwards. If he's the more he's on the left wing, the more he's going to go to the byline. His crossing ability is.
But think about it. He don't use his right foot. Yeah, he always uses the outside of his boot. What's the point of playing on an inverted wing if you can't use your other foot? You're obvious as fuck. You're not Arjun Robben, bro. Yeah, but he crossed it today and we had chances in the first half when he went left. And Rashford actually got his goal from the right. Funny enough, I don't know if
the thing is with him on the left. That's just not how his brain operates. His problem is that he creates width, he keeps the ball well, and so that's why we play better with him, like playing and starting. But he's not an assist guy. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the tweet going around.
Yeah,
with,
like,
his expected assists. It's like he's not that type of winger, but like we need that type of winger. That's why the difference that Pellistri brings is that like looking for the pass. Like Pellistri doesn't look for a goal. He looks for a pass. He looks for an assist, which is what we kind of want from a winger. Now Antony's good in that. We did need a right winger who brought width, because we always had the athletic a midfielder out there who drifts centrally. But you know, he needs to do more. Like, he's my guy. I mean, I was saying earlier, is like he's a one-trick pony, but he's my one-trick pony. You know, because it's a sweet left foot, but he needs to do something different. He needs to bring more, and and
really
we're
not seeing the left foot enough. He's got a sweet left foot, but it's one, like, as soon as he scored, people are saying, "Oh, that's 1 in 40 that he scored." Do you know what I mean, Miss United? So it's a hard one for him, because you want to have patience, but then it's the 80 million fee. Chaps, you're inside as well, obviously. And Cassie's frustrated with Antony. And the maddest thing is, you know what? The general thing is that we're on here as Man United fans with 141. And a lot of people, my groups here now, the first thing we want to vent about is actually Antony, not really the comeback win from the Liverpool game or anything like that. So what's your touch on Antony before we actually dive into the game a bit more? Are you agreeing, or are you saying patience?
I mean, it's simple, isn't it? Like, Antony, the problem with Antony is his price tag. If he was 40 million quid, which he probably is, then he'd probably be on the bench and no one probably even be bothered about what he's doing, because he's obviously, he's not putting out enough, but at the same time, people are expecting 80 million quid worth of talent there. It's not 80 million quid worth of talent, and that's just it. Like, he is a 40 million, 50 million pound player at best, and he brings it out of the bag sometimes. You could say he's a big game player in that, but I mean, at the same time as well, Ten Hag's got to look at it as well. Like, you brought him here, and you sit Pellistri on the bench like constantly, and then Pellistri comes on and makes all that difference. So what you need to start doing something with that. You know what I mean? You start understanding that, look, this Pellistri's going to go direct, and this guy's going to bring his left foot out when he feels like it, like a special move or something. And then you got to start integrating these direct wingers into the game. So I think, the reality of it, the harsh reality of it is we got overpaid for Antony, and everyone expects way too much. This is what you're going to get from him. That's the truth.
Yeah, and me and Najee and Cass had a podcast with Saeed a long time ago. Well, actually, not even say a long time ago, about 4 weeks ago. And Najee was even saying that he's happy for players to be criticised, but as long as we can see that they're going to improve on the things we want them to improve on, then he can let it slide. But we've got to see if he does improve on them things. You know what the maddest thing is for me, and I'll touch it and we'll get into the comments as well, is that I think Erik Ten Hag is going to have a bit to blame on this longer down the line, because yes, Antony got his goal today and it was a very good finish, but we see the frustrations, like we said earlier, with the cutback and also his overall game, the game against Robertson, weren't tracking back there. This is a guy that is praised for his work rate. However, when a new manager comes into a club, and you sign someone for 80 million, who is like your guy and he's won trophies with you, and we need a right winger, even if he's not performing, Ten Hag, I believe, is going to be stubborn because these managers don't want to drop the player that they bought in for 80 million. If Ten Hag left tomorrow and another manager come in, we would see that, when Carrick came in as interim, for example, we had our best run probably last year. He didn't care. Carrick played what he wanted to do. He didn't care about who's price and whatnot. But Ten Hag being a manager, bringing in a man for 80 million, he's going to continue to play Antony. And that is what we've got to live with. And Cass, do you accept that? Or are you feeling that Ten Hag needs to allow the stubbornness? And if he has to rotate, you've got to rotate. Sancho, Palestri, whoever.
I think he played a good man game today, I'll be real, Like, he put into the players, if you don't impress me, you're out. You know what I mean? You're going to get kicked in the bin. And I think the low, in the bin, bro. I've been telling you guys, man. This guy's just average, bro. He's average food. I've been calling for Wan-Bissaka for so long, like, just being his advocate, because he deserves it. And it's not even like I've been slating the low personally. None of that. I don't do that stuff. But on his footballing ability, it's so bang average. Since he's come back from injury or whatever, from the post-World Cup, I think he's putting like one good, decent performance. And that's the performance he came off of.
I agree.
And guess what performance that was? Charlton. And guess what? It's because he got injured then as well. He put in a good half, not even a full game. I like when Wan-Bissaka came on. Look at the difference. Nullified then, went forward, got crosses in. We could have got more goals. I think he got robbed of an assist of Antony, or if at least Antony could have squared it, or scored. It's just like, bro, Wan-Bissaka's the truth right now. Rather you want to call it purple patch or not, he hasn't played for a couple. Well, he didn't play for the game against Liverpool. He played for one half in the final, and this is what you get.
Yep.
This is what you get.
Yeah, bro. I think we have to put a positive on it. Wan-Bissaka is definitely that guy because he's come on against Newcastle. We saw the possessions, he was winning high up the pitch. We created attacks from his tackles. Tonight, defensively solid. And do you know what I love about Wan-Bissaka so far that I never thought that I'd expect? I call it the crash course, the 3-month crash course that Ten Hag sent him on September to December. This guy's ball ability is so much improved. Like, he looks confident.
Confidence is there.
Nate, I see him running to the edge of the penalty box, creating chances now. Like, he wants the ball. And that's what I love with the signs of a player. I'm just going to get through the comments quickly, some of them. Big up Footy Judge Mo. Big up Mo. He says, bounce back United. It's only Betis, says Yusuf. United were not good, but got the win, in my opinion. They think the cooking is over. UK Pixel says, as a Liverpool fan, I hate to see you win, but average win, I guess. More comments here. Palestri, instant impact. Awas says, chaps booming, big up inside. Big up chaps as well from OG. Liverpool's only trophy this season will be the one at Anfield. Big up Mike, saying evening to you guys. Evening to Cass as well. Ravi says, big up. Easy to win trophies when you get pummeled by second best in the Liga team. Laugh out loud. Big up, never a foul. Wan-Bissaka's got a start on Sunday. The Liga is a dead football league. Liverprats can't even go past second best team in that league. It's pathetic.
All I'm gonna say, last time Liverpool played Betis, you drew 0-0 at Anfield. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
There you go. There you go.
It's 4-1 in this bitch. Hey.
And then Mike says, Ty, I can't agree. Stop mentioning the price tag. Eric Ten Hag had no control over that. Eric Ten Hag did have control over signing him, though. That's the play he wanted. And I'm not trying to say, like Najee said time ago, that I'm not saying Antony is crap, but we're saying that we want to see more, and he's predictable. And I think when you become predictable, there's only so much, you can do from that. He needs to start adding variation to his game. And we can criticize. Like, if you can't criticize a player and you can't criticize the manager, then what's the point in talking about it?
Sorry, Broski. Like, with Antony, like, because he's predictable, one thing that he's very good at is because when he has to turn around, his ball retention is good, so he doesn't. His recycle of play is decent. As he gets older and maybe a little bit slower, if that's the way he's going to play the game, he's going to get nibbled a little bit quicker. He ain't going to turn as quick. His immense trickery allows him to get out of difficult situations.
Who's got immense trickery?
A person would just use his other foot or do up a feint.
Najee, who's got immense trickery?
For now it works, but moving forward, I can't see it working.
Who's got immense trickery?
Say again?
Who's got immense trickery?
Antony.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't have no trickery, man. Tell me where he's
trickery.
It's
not trickery in the sense that, like,
the silliness where he does that ball roll and then flicks it straight back, like.
You're calling that the? Are you calling that? Okay, I read it wrong.
Saying is when he's in tight, silly areas, like, my man's doing the most to get out of him. He shouldn't have to do that. He can do the basics, but he's doing the most. But I think I've always said this about price tags. Yeah, if a player came out and said, "I'm worth 80 million," then I'm like, listen, I have to look at you and go, brethren, you're 80 million pounds. You told me you're 80 million. When I start looking at the hierarchy and saying, why are these people playing this amount of money? I have to ask, is there an inflation, one, because it's Man United, or two, because we can't attract players, or three, because we've taken quite a few players from that team? Or is it a simple case of we've paid fair game for him? If we feel we've genuinely paid fair game for him, and those other factors don't really factor into why we spent that much, and it's a case of, now we could have bargained less, but we genuinely think he's worth 80 million, then I'll start sticking it on him a bit. I was the same with Maguire, same with Pogba. Maguire's not an 80 million pound player. The board didn't know what go on, but people were there saying, yeah, Maguire's an 80 million pound player. No, he's not. That has nothing to do with Ollie, and that has absolutely nothing to, yes, you can want the player, but the price tag paid is up to the others in the hierarchical area. And this is why it's important to have the structure correct around you, because you can't go overspending.
And hopefully we do. Nigel, quick question, so I want to come to Miss United. If you had the option right now to swap Antony for Michael Elise from Crystal Palace, would you do it?
No, and the reason I wouldn't do it is for the simple fact that everything that we spoke about negatively, or areas for improvement, shall we say, is more constructive for Antony. In terms of his entire game and what he offers the Ten Hag system, he is absolutely imperative. The width that he holds, the runs that he makes, the angles that he's producing his starting runs at, all of that matters. Now, from a football nerd's perspective, that is massive detail that you can't hide. For surface level players who just want to see GA or a little trick here, there, or direct running, that answer there may not be for you. But in terms of understanding Ten Hag and what Wagwan, he offers more pros than cons. We're just here highlighting areas for improvement that we definitely know we need to see in the next 2-3 years.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Miss United, obviously. No, that's blessed, man. Big up everyone. Make sure you smash it a like. Make sure you subscribing. What today we've got to look at the win. Obviously, we've beaten Betis 4-1. Yeah, we've come back from the Liverpool defeat. He didn't change the team. He played the same 11. Some people were saying it was going to be rotated. I was quite shocked, but then I thought, you know what? He's giving these players a second chance, saying basically what Cass said: you go out and deliver. If you don't, you're coming out the side. What do you think that does for the mentality of these players today? Coming back, bouncing back, scoring 4 after a tough first half, because you even said it. The first half wasn't great, but we bounced back in the second half.
Yeah, I definitely think, it's keeping the first 11. We probably would have changed a few people, especially, at right back. But it keeps, after that defeat like that, you kind of need that kind of confidence, say like, hey, it was one game. I'm still on your side. But at the same time, we need to address certain people who should or shouldn't be in that 11 starting 11.
Address them. Address them. This is your platform. Address them.
So I'm getting there. And so what I'm leading to is the low, because I cannot stand this man. At this point in time, he is a nice young man. I'm sure he's very nice, but he needs to be in position. He needs to act like a defender, because you can't have Bruno, you can't have Antony, you can't have Varane, you can't have Casemiro all playing right back at the same time, because he's somewhere in midfield doing who knows what. But whatever it is, it's not good. All of the goals that we've conceded recently have been conceded because he's not in position there, covering, that whole quadrant of the field. He's never there. And people say, oh, but he's good offensively. It makes up for it. He's not good offensively. He's hit one good cross this season. I think he has maybe a few assists. He's not good offensively. He looks better aesthetically sometimes than Wan-Bissaka, but he's not. He's purely mid. He's one of those failed wingers, so they put back on defense, and then they just said, I guess that's good enough. But and he has worked on his game since he's become a Manchester United player at 19, but it's not good enough for this level. We can't rely on him as a starting right back. We need to look somewhere in the summer, because Wan-Bissaka, love him, but you need to have someone to counterpose for different situations who has at least one merit to their game in that way. And that's just my thing. I'm tired of that, and I'm tired of, giving away silly balls just in general. In the first half, it was sloppy. It was looking like Liverpool. I was getting a bit of that United PTSD. But they cleaned it up in the second half. But we need that structure. That's why I still advocate for Antony on the side, because he brings that structure. It's you talk about football nerds, where's your brain at when it comes to how the actual, push and pull of the game works. He helps in that, but the low, he takes away from that, because people have to cover for him.
I agree. Wait, Traps, what you said on Weghorst though, obviously I don't mind him because I know his limitations, but you just say it off the bat, fam. I can't stand this guy.
Bro, I can't stand this guy, blood. I can't stand him. Like, you know, like, bro. Like,
I don't want to
look at
laugh here because
Yeah,
you know
it's just the way he's delivering. It's just delivering, isn't it?
I know, like
you know, like,
he's
see,
had
like when he gets
enough.
the ball, like, bro, you know, like when you get the ball, like, you see, you know, if I was at Old Trafford today, yeah, you know, if I see the ball come into the box and it's going towards him, I wouldn't even get up. I just stand. I have to just wait because this guy's a mess in front of a goal, man. Like, I get it, yeah, you do your pressing thing. I get that, yeah, but bruv, you have to score goals, bro. You have to put these chances away. I'm sick
Now
and
these are
tired of
golden
watching
chances he's getting.
squander
Golden
chance
chances.
after chance after chance after chance. Bruv, you know what he had me doing? Yeah, at 45 minutes, looking in the under 23s at like Joe Hugill and these man, like, having a look at these, like just scrolling through, like, what can something be done here? Like, I'm sorry, like he's just not a United player, bro, man. I don't like. You're doing all this emotional stuff, like you're tapping the Anfield thing, like you're a tourist, and bruv, just hurry. The season needs to hurry up and done. You just get out, man. You're not good enough.
I swear he looked like he was crying when he scored. To be fair,
Yeah,
he
bro.
looked
Like,
he was...
what are you crying for, fam? You don't win we ain't won a cup or nothing. Like, what are you crying for? Get on with the game, man.
And let me ask you guys
You
this
missed about
question.
3 chances, 4 chances, and then you
Do
want to
you know
cry.
what? He's getting big chances every game. I know, and do you know what? The biggest thing, I said this to Cass. Me and Cass always talk about it, even off air when we're just chilling, because he's come in and he's been available and he's played. Everyone's got excited because he works hard and runs around. Well, every footballer should work hard and run around. Jesse Lingard used to work hard and run around. Bruno runs around and works hard. Every footballer should work hard. But these are big chances that he's been getting, and he's not been converting them. And I even said the other day, if Martial's back and plays every game from now to the end of the season, where does Bruno play? Bruno goes back into the number 10. He's only been playing out of position because Weghorst hasn't actually cut the mustard up front, and he's trying to, use his work rate to then try and fit it in. The bottom line is Weghorst has not been good enough as a striker, and tonight he missed a lot of chances. Yes, he got his goal. Well done. I'm happy for him as an individual, but I'm doing it as a collective. For the 90 minutes he played, it wasn't good enough.
I don't even care if he
good
scored.
enough.
Hey, let me ask you guys: would you take Igalo over Weghorst? Because
Did you say
Igalo?
Did you say Igalo?
Igalo.
I thought she did. Igalo.
Oh, Igalo.
Yes.
No way.
I think
take
Igalo's
Igalo
hold
all
up's
day.
way
You know what
better,
it is, yeah?
Do you know what?
I'll be 100% with you. 100%.
What? Do you think Igalo was better on his loan, Najee?
Say again, bro.
You think Igalo was better on his loan, yeah?
Brethren, I don't understand the hate for Igalo other than the simple fact that he wasn't famous. He was clearly an old school Nigerian, African, flipping Christian, like down to the T Christian, and he was like fully blessed. He wasn't in the mainstream media. He was too old school, and people couldn't relate to him. When he played ball, bro, the touches, the layoffs, the link-ups was no different than what we see from Weghorst. Only my man could actually finish his dinner, bro. And I'm telling you now, if you give him the chances that Weghorst is getting now, he's burying them, bro. Have you seen the caliber of goals? Look at the caliber of goals that he scored for United, right? Look at the caliber of the goals. The techniques that he's used to caress the ball in different ways. Nasty angles. These are sitters we're giving Weghorst. I'm taking Igalo all day. And until someone can come to me and articulate themselves and say, Igalo, this is why I was laughing at Igalo, other than the surface level that he ain't a Man United player, he's a loanee, he's basically Larson when we bought him. Remember Larson, Henrik Larson? And he was like, he was doing his thing. Other than that, give me some football evidence as to why he wasn't effective for us when in his period, other than the fact that he wasn't a popular person. Just give me something.
It looks like the Weghorst hunt is coming.
But you know
to
what
an
though?
end
I don't know. Yeah, what on Corey? We saying?
I was gonna bring Corey in, man.
But I was gonna ask Corey, bro. But even little things like that, there's things where I get it. Anyone can do what he does. Anyone can, run about, put their body about, and everything like that. But there was a lot of times where you won the ball back. Them lanky legs were moving nuts, man. Man was looking like Wan-Bissaka, but up front slightly with some of these tackles. And then we went on a break on a couple of them. We could have got a couple goals from that. The things that people don't want to highlight sometimes. Do you think he hinders our play a bit, though? Or do you think he contributes more than he hinders?
He contributes way more.
He contributes more.
Hey, come on. Rude Van Weghorst Defense League. Let's go.
Not rude. Don't compare him
Rude
to
Van Weghorst, bro. We got triple Dutch in the building, man.
No way.
Yeah, bro. Don't ever do that.
Traps tell him, man.
Yeah,
you can't do that, man.
You man are haters, man.
The deadliest finisher in the box.
The best €2 million loan you'll ever see in your lifetime.
Do you know
won us a trophy already. Won us a trophy already. Gonna do us 2 more. How about that?
Listen, man. Listen, Cavani would have been way more effective than this guy, man. I'm telling you
Oh,
that.
for
now.
sure.
Aye, he's
For sure.
And yeah, let's
For
look
sure.
what Ed said. The
I'll tell you that
Vegenda's
I
fan.
think Cavani came at the wrong time.
Cavani right now would have been the perfect stop.
Cavani
He was,
came at the
bro.
wrong
Why
time.
would
If
you want a
Cavani
guy?
was
Aye,
this side-
why would you want a guy that didn't want to be at the club, took holidays whenever he wanted, fam, and just done a little bit of running, the same thing that Weghorst does, a little bit of running, and then the crowd goes mad.
He didn't even have the basics, did he, Cavani?
Come
Bless
on,
him. Like, he
man,
didn't want to
make
play.
it make
You guys are talking
sense.
about
I
Cavani.
don't
The
want no
man
player that
is
don't want to play for you. Like,
PSG's
that's
top
a
ever goal
basic.
scorer.
Before you
Come
even
on now.
touch, before you even put your boots on, tie your laces, bro, you have to want to be on the pitch. You have to want to
Listen.
cry. You have to want to score and cry.
Tell him again.
No.
What do you
Rashid,
wanna do?
bro. Tell him
Cavani
again.
just won
Tell him again.
First season, Cavani wanted to be
Listen.
here. Second season, we did him dirty. So like, why
Yeah,
we didn't even want to be around last season. But like first season, he was that guy. He was doing just as much passionate stuff as Weghorst did. You know, running all around, doing all this. But then like, if the locker room or the dressing room, whatever you guys want to call it, is just not vibing, you're not gonna play because Ronaldo's gonna have a tantrum if you do play, and you are injured all the time because you're Cavani. Like he's had injuries his whole career. Like why are you gonna stick around? Especially if you have folks like cussing him after the game and everything like that. Like this is a nice man. Why are you bothering him? Like some of these United fans need to just chill out. You know,
Listen, yeah.
you know, he would have been better. But you know who would be better than Weghorst in some of these situations in front of goal? McTominay.
Hey, Weghorst can sing, though. I don't care, yeah? Weghorst is a brother. You can sing. I've heard him sing Neo,
listen, I
bro.
don't
So
give
So
a-
can
I don't give a
McTominay.
don't care, bro.
I
McTominay can
don't
sing
give a
too.
dash what Weghorst could do because
yeah,
Weghorst
nah, he
can't
can sing.
finish.
He's got vocals,
he-
man. He
Weghorst
sings to
can't
the,
head-
he sings
head
to the
the
back
ball.
four.
Did
He
you
sings
see
to
the
the back
first goal?
four.
Did you see the
Huh?
first goal? Was disallowed? Man,
Yeah, of course.
like the chest and that, bro. Like, what is wrong with your head, bro? What, like, you're this.
No, because
you're-
the way it is,
why
he's
can't you head
6'6",
the ball,
yeah,
big
but he's
man?
a deep brother, bro. He's deep. He's deep, man. That's why he comes down to below surface level sometimes, man. Spiritually,
man.
he's deep. Listen, if you don't know about Weghorst, go watch him singing, bro. Trust me.
Weghorst ain't
Neo.
it, man. He's not.
Nah,
it,
he's not.
man.
No,
I
wait,
can't
no,
lie.
but
he's
you know
not.
what he's
He's
deep,
not.
bro.
Yeah, I would
He's
have.
not.
Kath, you want to do something before I run it? Go on, go
I
on.
was just gonna say, like, but what do you expect, man? He's not your. He didn't come in for 40 million. We know his limitations. At least he's more available than the next man, bro. I can't wait for Martial to
Yeah,
come back. By the
true.
way,
Aye,
I cannot
listen,
wait.
Cass,
I need one last
you-
Tony Marshall goal
Guys,
before he
listen,
goes.
this
One
is-
last
this is-
goal.
We need to pray for my man
I expect
tonight.
7 goals from this guy. You know, that's all I wanted from him. From the
Well,
whole
he's on
season.
2,
7.
innit? He's got another 5 to go. Why are you saying 7?
Oh yeah,
wait,
you know
wait.
what? You got now. Once
7.
you get
Why are
5,
you
you're
doing
gonna
them
be vexed,
jokes,
bro.
bruv? Are you running them jokes on
What?
us already? You're a Man United fan. You want to run 7 jokes on us, yeah?
No, bro, you know what I mean, man. I literally
Wow.
expected 7 goals from him.
This guy.
7. That's all I wanted for. I said, if this guy scores 7 goals, he's a successful loan. Get him out of the club, and it'd be it. Good memories, and yeah, bye. But
Oh
But
man,
I
you know
don't-
what?
I'm
You
not
know what?
gonna
Just
lie to you.
quickly, you know what? Let's quickly go around the panel just right now. Before I want to ask Corey about something. Weghorst right now, keep or get rid at the end of the season. I'm get rid.
Get rid.
Yeah, get
He's
rid.
good
Yeah,
for
yeah.
now, but is alone for.
I'm keeping him as a utility player, like a John O'Shea.
So no. Okay, so no, Najee, you're telling me you're signing him then? So you're putting money down and signing him? Yes.
So I'm taking him as a 5 million third striker.
Okay,
Yes.
so the answer is yes. Don't give me no.
Yes.
You're not giving me no explanation.
Context.
Yes.
Say that context.
Okay, Cass, keeping him or getting rid?
Pardon? No, probably what's it called?
You're thinking about this one.
Nah, I'm thinking, can we use him as like a 3rd, 4th kind of striker, like just
Yeah,
an
of
option
course.
in the dressing room? I don't see why not. If
Nah,
it's
nah,
That means you have to
Cass,
keep him then.
No,
for a vibe, like a
no
mascot?
Redmond thing.
You
No,
wanna get
if
him with, like,
fuck
a
or
little
maybe.
head
Yes
thing?
or
Say
no?
that again. Oh, if it's a yes or
No.
yeah, if it's a 3rd, 4th striker, then yeah, but not a 1st or 2nd striker, but
Yeah,
an
but it won't be
option.
first choice.
An
Okay,
option,
okay.
yeah, I'm
Four-
taking him, man. If he
Alright,
we
there's
get
4 of
3
us then.
trophies this season, he's a part of that, innit?
4 of us say no, 2 of us say yeah. But we'll move on from Weghorst because obviously he scored his goal. Due diligence, well done to you, Weghorst. You can, you cried, you're emotional, and I'm happy for you as an individual. I just don't think you've been cutting the mustard, but big up on your goal. But Corey, big up, obviously first time streaming with you. Obviously, yeah, I'll Big Six Bands doing your thing,
Thank you.
but it's good to have you on with me, man. So big up every time. Like the
Thanks,
video,
man, thanks.
people. I want to ask you about Bruno Fernandes because the criticism he's had this week about the captaincy being stripped, the performance against Liverpool, Ten Hag then backing him, and then he gets a goal tonight. He gets an assist as well. He kind of set an example in the second half. He was good in the second half. Are you happy with the bounce back from Bruno Fernandes, or are you kind of in that camp of, nah, do you know what, even next season, I want to see someone else in that sort of number 10 role? Or do you think Bruno is that guy?
No, I definitely want to see him there. I think Bruno in the 10. For me, I like Bruno in the 10, innit? I haven't got a problem with it. Even when he went back into that like 8 position as well, I was thinking like him when he was passing to like him and Casemiro there. I was thinking maybe put Sancho in the 10 there as well. you might be looking at a little sign. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because everyone knows Sancho in the 10.
In the pockets.
That's a little gem we got there. You know what I mean? So I don't mind Bruno in it. I'm happy with Bruno because I like the fact that he actually attempts to make the passes. Like if it's not Casemiro making these passes,
no one is.
Who else is?
You know what? I'm fed up of lately though.
Fred can't do it, and we ain't got Eriksen. So we're literally stuck with Bruno, and this guy's continuously fit as well. The fact that this guy plays week in, week out, every game is, you know what I mean?
No, he's only missed one game through illness in 2 years.
Well. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Like I'm happy with Bruno in it. I don't mind him. Maybe not as the captain. Maybe if we get in like another leader, I can't. Like, I wanted to see Varane or Casemiro as captain. I think those two for me have something. Maybe Martinez in like 2 years because I think Martinez is this guy's world. In my eyes, I think this guy's world class. In it, I haven't seen a centre back like him in a while at Man United. This guy is unreal. But Bruno, I'm happy with him. I'm happy with Bruno. I'm happy that he contributes as well. And he's changed his game. He's gone from not playing like any style of football. Now he's trying to understand Ten Hag's football, which is very complex, by the way. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, innit? One game isn't gonna judge. I
need Fred to drop down though now, man. I've had enough. You know when Fred's run his string of games, it's time. Southampton time. Just allow it. You done your just allow it now, man. I need.
What you bringing him McTominay? You bringing him McTominay?
No chance. I need Sabitzer in there. I need Casemiro to play again, probably. Bruno just do Bruno kind of things. Play Sancho. I've had enough of Antony as well, if I'm being honest. Rashford, probably Weghorst will play on Sunday anyways, and hopefully Marcel's back on the bench kind of thing, and go from there, man. Even Luke Shaw, even today, bro, I'll drop him. Only reason being because he just looks leggy. Like playing against Fulham maybe, but put Malacia on, Wan-Bissaka, same back three, maybe not back two, sorry, or maybe even play maybe take off Varane and then put Lindelof in there if you trust him that much to do a job against Southampton bottom of the league. You get what I mean? So maybe kind of that. But you know what? We need a serious conversation about David De Gea.
Boy, I wanted to say that, and I'm glad you saved it till now.
It's awkward conversations because I love the guy, but we need to move on as a club, man. Bro, he gave the ball away twice today in the most crucial positions. Not once, but twice. And when we talk about mentality of Man United players, he is one of the issues. He is him, Delo, and a couple other men are the issues, bro. They can't handle the pressure. You get what I'm saying? Don't anyone agree?
Bro, Miss United, you go first. I think everyone's got to have their say on. It's uncomfortable conversations need to be had right now.
Let's go.
Yeah. Raw, heard that. Raw. What? Cracking the knuckles like that.
No, I'm ready. This man needs to go. It's time. He's not even an old school like keeper, whatever. Because like look at Schmeichel. Schmeichel would say, "No, this is my box. You're not gonna come in here. You're not gonna score anything." De Gea never claims the ball in his area. He lets things go. He lets things run. He lets he gives the ball away all the time, like either through a long ball or just like today, like heading it to some guy in the 6-yard box. So that's a good idea to do. Or he, just lets them recirculate it. He never claims it. And it's these things, that's why our back line has to sit so far back. So there's so much distance in midfield, so we get overrun. And so the players are overspent. And so these are the things that have like a cause and effect throughout the whole lineup that makes our play suffer. And this is because he's not on the front foot. He's not giving them the confidence to go forward, which is what they need to do to, go off offensively, which is, it's just a problem. And then just, people want to say he's a great shot stopper. He's not. He has good reflexes sometimes, but he's really living off that one Arsenal game. In 2018 was how long ago?
Yeah, 2018 it was.
This is like Jose Mourinho is not here anymore. Why are we still letting this man get by on one game from that long ago? And it's like always in crucial games he gives up the silliest goals. Like I always think of that goal. I think it was the FA Cup that Arsenal won, because he let Mount score the silliest, easiest goal of all time. And it's just these things keep happening. These silly goals keep happening, and it's just we can't keep going on like this if we actually want to win something.
Yep, I agree. Big up everyone that's just come over from Coppish as well. Please make sure you keep smashing a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. This time it is joy though. No tears this week so far. Do you know what? Before I come to Chaps, this De Gea thing, Cass went into it perfectly. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done with De Gea. As much as he's done our good service for 12 years or however long he's been here, there comes a time and a point where you have to move on as a football club. And you know what? Yeah, when these errors of him kicking out the ball started creeping in, I kind of felt like it was once every 5 games. I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen, but we'll get away with it. This season, and especially the last 6 weeks, every game he has miskicked at least one pass. Like
That's been happening every year, all years.
Yeah,
That's not new. That's not new.
Every single game, and I'm like, this is going to lead to, I don't know how it's not led to more goals, and he's basically got away with it for that reason. It's not led to more goals. He keeps doing it. He keeps doing it. He keeps doing it. We've got David Raya, who's, 300 miles down the road in London, 20 million, who can play with the ball at his feet, and he's a shot stopper as well. He's been at Brentford, so they actually have to do more defensive work than Man United, and he's proven in the Premier League, and he's Spanish as well. The price, what he can do for this club, Ten Hag style, go out and spend the money like we did on Malacia. Them low signings, clever signings, go and do it. There's 3 things as a goalkeeper, right? You're either good with the ball at your feet, you come out and claim crosses and you dominate your area, and you're a good shot stopper as well, and you have a calm presence. I'm sorry, De Gea is one of them, and you even question it down there, you miss United. Shot stopper. He can't claim crosses, doesn't dominate his area, not good with the ball at his feet, and doesn't issue us calmness. I go back to the Arsenal game. We're 2-2, yeah? Defending for our lives in the last 10 minutes. There was that cross he could have just come out and claimed, and he punched it out. And I'm like, De Gea, you catch that and you hold that for 10 seconds and we probably see out the game and get a draw, but we allow the relentless pressure to keep coming. I'm sorry, De Gea, but I think it's time for us to move on as a football club, and I thank you for your services, but I can't continue with this. I can't go into next season, go into Old Trafford thinking every time he gets the ball, my heart is racing at 180 beats per minute. Chaps, over to you, bro.
Boy, I can't even defend De Gea no more, man. Like,
Nor can Saeed.
What he's doing right now is just foolishness. As a keeper, do you know what? Sometimes in life, you just got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm not up to this challenge, man. I just need to go away, find a new club where I can sit there and shot stop all day and we can lose 6-0 and no one ain't going to care because we're shit. But, yeah, man, Raya all day. Just get him in, and he's not gonna have to break the bank for that one. It's a smart signing. And that's another thing as well. Do you know what? Another thing. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say I don't know about getting rid of De Gea completely though.
Yeah, but
you never
for the
know,
money he wants, though, G, you know what I mean? He wants 200k, 230k, or 190k rumors. Is that really enough?
But you know what United are like though. United like to give these long servicemen these end of life contracts.
Chaps, this is giving me Real Madrid, Casillas and Diego Alves vibes or whatever from like 2013.
They love that, man. They love that. Thank you for your service. Here's 200k for the next 2, 3, 4 years and that, and then you can just swan off somewhere. But I mean, the problem with De Gea is De Gea's biggest problem is that De Gea doesn't have any competition whatsoever. If he plays rubbish, like he knows there's a 99.9% chance you're going to be playing the next game, and that's a big problem. You know what I mean? There should be someone there waiting. As a Man United player, there should always be someone there willing to and ready to take your place. Like that's how it should be. De Gea doesn't have that, so. Yeah, De Gea did play badly today. The passing out from the back was terrible, but we'll see him on Sunday against Southampton. Like, how does he learn? How does he learn?
Back to life.
It's true. Najee, you're sitting there, and I feel like, I don't know, you look like you might want to cry for De Gea, or you're thinking, it's tears of I'm done. I don't know. What is it?
I hear a lot of people talk about De Gea, man. It's been a running thing since pre-season. Before Ten Hag came and everything else.
And by the way, just before you land, sorry, just quickly. We talk about Antony and you say there's room to improve.
Yeah.
They said justifiable for De Gea. He's been here too long. We ain't gonna see that now.
No. I always like to listen to people's opinions and understand situations. Most of my opinions, 80-90% of them always come objectively. I spend most of my time making may have my preference, but I don't really talk for my preference. I talk about what I see is whether it's just my preference or not. And hearing you guys talk, 100%, there are certain factors I agree with. So we'll start by saying this. My original prediction for De Gea at the start of the season was, before Ten Hag came, was that I feel he needs a Joe Hart treatment. For the simple fact that if Joe Hart thinks he wants to stay, he needs to prove to Ten Hag that he can do a job there. Okay, do a job doesn't mean you're going to be first choice, doesn't mean you're going to be second choice. Can you do the job required for the season? The reason I said we keep him for this season is for the simple fact, and again, it shocked me, but I didn't predict that Manchester United will be able to play Eric Ten Hag football consistently for the whole year. And you're going to need the qualities that De Gea comes with, like it or not. You're going to need those shot-stopping qualities. Now, this season, prediction has come true. This season, the amount of times that he's kept us in a game just to maintain either a lead or maintain a draw or allowed us to get back into a game and win has not been spoken of enough, because a lot of us, and genuinely a lot of opinions that have been echoed today in this stream and prior, end up being a reflection of their past thoughts and fears of him, because he hasn't improved those areas. So it stops us giving us the objective feel to, okay, let me judge this performance. How effective was he in this performance? Now I will carry on and say, on the balance, De Gea has levels to improve. I think he's made massive improvements, not in the sense of the kicking, because one of my thing was when he first came, he was all right at kicking, but it wasn't so much necessary to do so. What it was his positioning, his handling, and coming out of his box. Those areas haven't been improved massively, but this season, you spoke about the Arsenal punch, you forget in the same game just before that, he actually came back and actually punched. It was a great punch. So in that game, 50-50, he's had one good punch, one not good punch. I'm not saying he's amazing, but I'm giving context to the simple fact that you've got to go balance. You've got to take everything into consideration. To this point, I still think we need a new keeper, so I'm happy with that. But I'm not going to go down the lines of saying he can't do this, he never has done this. When you start using words loosely like that and be lazy, in my opinion, I don't think it's fair when a player has shown you that they are capable of doing it. I just don't think that's fair when you're being objective. That's got nothing to do with my preference. My preference is he gets a Joe Hart treatment. If your manager likes you, you stick around in the team. I agree with Brethren down the bottom. I don't know your name, so please remind me.
Corey
Traps. Traps. It's Traps on YouTube. Yeah, it's Traps on YouTube.
Yeah, big up Traps, man. Sorry. Not being rude, but I do agree with him. He needs competition. If he has competition, he's then got to fight for something. He then can't get complacent. So I would like to see him in that situation. I don't think Kaz is doing him a smiling up there. I don't think Kaz is being fair again with content, because again, he's got a narrative which is okay. The narrative I do agree with.
Wait, for who?
Yourself, I'm going to explain to you now.
Go on.
So when you're mentioning he wants 200k, you forget he's on 350 and he's accepted to reduce to 200k, which is a wage. Wage cap. Wait. Which is a wage cap introduced by Ten Hag. He's accepting a wage reduction. So that doesn't necessarily mean he's asked for 200k the way you put it out there, but because you don't want him there and you're done with him, you're now being lazy with your words.
Is it worth being on the bench for 200k?
Say again?
Is it worth being on the bench for 200k?
Matter. To me, personally, it doesn't matter. If the manager says, I think you're good enough to be number 2 or number 1, you have to back that. Because he's showing them, we're not managers.
I don't want to disrespect, you know what?
That's what I'm trying to say.
I hear it, but for me, if we want to change narratives and stuff like that, like, yeah, you've been here, you're on 350k, you've exploited the club for what it is. Let's get it straight. For what it is, the club, the actual institution itself, you don't warrant 200k anymore, my guy. Like, for me, if you really care about the club, you've made your money now, bro. Now take an I would say take an even bigger pay cut, because if not, then you can go. But I think obviously he is a legend of the team, and I don't want to disrespect our legends, innit? And
it's not even about a legend, bro.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't. For me, it doesn't warrant.
Not good enough.
People can say it's not. People can always say it's not my money, innit? It's not my money. Why do you care? It's not the point. I think it has to set a narrative. You have to set a narrative for the club and the standard.
I'm saying to you, Ten Hag is giving him an option to say 200k. So that's Ten Hag, our manager that we're backing, saying I'm happy to put you on that. Because that's the wage cap.
If that's the case. But I don't think he will set number 2 anyways.
So ultimately, all I'm saying is, my preference is, I think we need a new keeper. I'm happy for him to have someone to push him for number 1. I still believe we need his world-class abilities that he has. You call it reactions, you can call it shots or whatever. What we've seen this season, again, objectively speaking, not my preference, my observation, I'm not being fair to the man. What I've seen this season, I know we're going to need it. But do I think he's the one to move us forward? Most definitely not. So I'm with you guys in the sense of, let's go get that next goalkeeper.
Hey, can I respond?
We're going to do 5 more minutes.
I just want to respond real quick to what he said, because you're talking about like all the times he saved us, but you got to look back on the tape. You got to look beyond the highlight, because they never show like the build up in that. A lot of the times where he saved us, he's put us in those positions to begin with by giving the ball away, by allowing us to send that. And that's my main problem with him. Does these wonderful saves,
100%
and then which is nice, but like he needs shot prevention instead of just shot stopping.
I
Because
don't,
he
I
shouldn't
don't
need to do
believe
that work
that's
that he
entirely
puts us
true.
in for.
I'll be honest, because there
No,
are
I'm not gonna
again,
camp here. I've seen De Gea pull out some mad saves,
saves,
man. But
yeah.
I think
not
sometimes I
even,
he
think to
has,
not even
myself,
that.
but
Not
at the
even
same
that.
time,
When I
like,
thought about the system,
That's his
Miss-
fault.
you got to look at the full picture.
Miss United, as I said, my opinion is not for my preference. So you know this is not a biased.
And by the way,
opinion
we
from me.
gave you that name today.
Yeah?
We gave you that
But what
name.
I'm saying, say again, bro.
I gave you that name today, Miss United. I was like, do we
Oh,
call her
fair
football
play,
or Miss
apologies.
Yeah,
United?
I'm just running with it now.
What's your name? Sorry.
It's Miss
Well,
United
on
now.
Twitter, I go by
How
Stop
can-
Saving Chat.
Kaz, man, relax. How can I address you?
Huh? No,
How can I
on
address
Twitter,
you?
my @ is football.96, but my actual like thing I go by is Stop Saving Chat.
All right, so stop saying.
I what? So
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
Either
I
way,
can't
my
call
point
you. I
is,
can't call you. Stop saving chat.
yeah, that's a bit long. But either, all right, Miss United just for now, yeah. So stick on point.
It's perfect, isn't it?
I get you, Kaz. But yeah, Miss United, listen, I respect. Listen, my opinion isn't from my preference, yeah. So when I speak about preference, and I always say this about people's opinion, yeah. Preference is saying, one likes ketchup, one likes mayonnaise, yeah. But when the topic is which is the creamiest sauce, you have to go with mayonnaise, whether it's not your preference or not. And the reason I say that, a simple fact is, there's now a question of which is the creamiest. And those of preference are saying, although mayonnaise is the creamiest, like ketchup's got more sugar in. So because it's got more sugar, I'm still going to say ketchup. I'm not talking about that. My preference isn't one. I'm going with what are the facts.
But
of the
who are
team.
the other options? Heaton and Butland. Is Heaton the ketchup here? Like,
Say again?
what's going on?
No. Yeah, it's got a bit long. But either to my points, and I'll be direct. There are situations with De Gea this season where he's messed up in terms of playing out the back. There have been factors, like you said, there's always a chain of events. So ultimately, why is the ball like today, the header that he headed? Why is he even in a situation where he's having to head the ball in that situation?
Dalot.
Why? Because Dalot messed up. Now, the balls that he was trying to switch out wide, you guys already mentioned it today. Yeah? Dalot's missing at the right back position. Why is he always out of position? So then balls should be out there. Now, again, let's be honest. De Gea screwed some nasty kicks and I didn't rate it. But there were certain opportunities where if De Gea was if Dalot was in position, he has the opportunity to make that ball. So it literally swings and roundabouts. Like, he's not good enough, but the narratives that are against him because of PTSD from previous seasons, I'm not here for it. I'll be honest.
Do you know what the maddest thing is? It's we want a goalkeeper and we need a new goalkeeper eventually, but there's priorities in the squad that we need to address, like the midfielder next to Casemiro, like the striker we need that we've been missing all season. So it's like, are we going to get a keeper? Are we not? Because it's not the number one priority. I still don't know we're going to go out there and get it, which is why I want David Raya, because then at least we're getting a keeper, but then we're not spending so much and we can still prioritize the other positions. So it is going to be interesting because I feel like players like Fred, like Cass said, and others have said it, some games he's great, some games he's not, you don't know. McTominay, his squad player, Maguire, these players, Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, like 1 minute, Dalot's one of the best right backs in Europe at the start of the season. Now Wan-Bissaka's come back and it's clear that he's the number one right back for me. There's so many like ups and downs with this team at the moment that this is what Ten Hag's got to filter out in the next 18 months, you could say. Right. Corey, what's your thoughts on this De Gea situation? And then we'll wrap it up after that, man. But yeah, like you've heard us talk.
I just see the second keeper vibes now. I think I don't mind having De Gea as the keeper. I can't lie. I think my defense is solid enough to if he ever does something like that, because every player's got a mistake in them, innit? Every player's got a mistake in them. Some players more than most, innit? So with Fred, sometimes the passing ain't it. De Gea kicking ability ain't it. Even Wan-Bissaka can't defend back post. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes Varane gets caught out of position sometimes as well.
And
just
Casemiro's first time passing is not it at times too. I hear it.
Exactly. Do you see what I mean? But like as an overall, his shot stopping ability is sometimes insane. Like this guy will pull out saves that I think, bro, like he should be 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Like this guy will keep us in games sometimes. And if that's just him, if he's gonna be second keeper and we get in a different keeper, I don't even know what keeper to get, to be honest, at this moment in time, because everyone's looking at the Brentford keeper, but then I swear there's like another keeper in Europe that's pretty linked to us as well. I'm not too sure, but I don't mind the hearing.
Pina from Barcelona wants to leave.
Who? A lot of man still feeling Costa. I know a lot of people talk about Costa.
No, man. If it's
70
million, there's 20 million in Brentford.
His World Cup was
See De Gea, He said, no one will be bothered about De Gea. Yeah, Weghorst thinks he's 8 chances today, bro. I'm telling you that now. Yeah, I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, seriously.
You know what? You know what?
Point.
It's true. It's true,
But
but
chances, if we had Queen or Oshman up top and we slapped them 7-1, we wouldn't be talking about De Gea now.
nah, bro.
Who
You know what?
cares?
Let me
What do you mean?
If we
I'm
had
gonna
McTominay up top
7-1.
getting those shots, he would put them away. He hits those balls clean. But Weghorst, the
Pause.
striker version of McTominay, can't put them away. That's all I'm saying.
I look, but I just think, look,
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think of
honestly.
element of control in a game, innit? I want to start controlling games next season. The Hay won't be able
And the
to do that.
keeper helps that.
The
pass,
keeper helps
innit?
control because you can pass back. Like earlier, I saw Varane have to run back yards just to give it back to the Hay because he's not there. Like, you know what I mean? I need a ball player in midfielder in there, and I need it's just a lack of technical ability still in this team that can retain a ball and not get you know, and that's just my current issue with
That's
things.
very true.
So that's all I want.
You know what?
Before we wrap up, I just want to make some positives here because we just talked shit for an hour. But guys, we won 4-1. This is a great bounce back game from that terrible game we won't mention from the weekend. So, yay! Positive.
So then, just to wrap up, then, what did it do going into Sunday then? Because obviously we've got Southampton, by the way, our last league game before April now, because we've got Fulham and then Betis next week, and obviously we've got the 2 cup games. I think we needed that win tonight. I think we go into the Southampton game confident, but like Cass said, I think we need a few changes. But yeah, we have to win that game against Southampton. No excuses at home. These are the type of games where we're sipped up recently in like other seasons. But I want to go out and I think the difference from today that I want to see on Sunday is I want to see us start quicker and I want to see us put these teams to bed. I don't want to be 1-1 against Southampton at halftime and we have to dig it out in the second half. Let's go out there, put these goals to bed, and then, you know, last 20 minutes, even bring on Martial for a little cameo. Do something that's just a bit positive and uplifting, and you know, let's just put this team to bed. But are we feeling confident now going into this game Sunday? And chaps, stop laughing, man.
I need 2-0 going into half time. 2-0 going into half time.
I need to get rid of
swear
PTSD. We need to leave.
She just shut
Martial
me up,
FC
bro.
will never die, blood. Never die.
Who was that
Yeah.
guy that scored against us like last minute from Southampton? It was like to tie it. Obafemi.
Oh, Michael Obafemi in the last minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything can happen. I'm not confident. I don't trust
remember
I accept nothing but a 4-0 minimum.
Yeah, we got to get
we need to win that game.
Yeah.
We need to
win that game for 2 reasons.
We need to recover the goal difference.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. First thing's the goal difference. The second thing is we need to show everybody that this is not that Liverpool game was a blip in it, yeah. And you don't think you're gonna come here and just get points.
Yeah.
Now. Don't think you're gonna come and get points now.
I need a 9-0. I need to run it back 9-0.
9-0
again. Like, run that back. Run it back. I need that. Run that one back. I need to see that because listen, I'm still not over it. I take nobody here is over it. I need to see.
Bro, I think I just vented out all my frustrations from this game. You know that. That was all my true feelings.
That's what I want to see.
No, I'm over it, man. I can't lie. Listen, I'm over it. Yeah, look,
I vented out my true feelings. This
see,
is my therapy.
The 7-0 was harsh, yeah. It was just a harsh scoreline, man. But overall, yeah, we capitulated in that. But we didn't deserve 7-0, but we got it anyway. So I'm like, it is what it is, isn't it?
And the overall season is definitely outshining that. And on that note,
and you know, if they take Europa League, if Liverpool don't make Europa League, yeah, they're gonna have to get the bus out for the 7-0 win. You know, like that's the highlight of their whole season.
Yeah, 100%.
That's true. We're gonna wrap it up here, man. We're done 55 minutes. I've actually enjoyed that. You know, this has been jokes. This has been funny. You have Cass, obviously my right hand man. Big up every single time, guys. Make sure you like the video as well. Shout out all the guests that have come on. Big up Corey from Big Six.
Socials are all in their boxes.
Socials are all there.
I'm gonna put Chaps' channel in the description straight after this as well.
Oh, I love that. Make sure you subscribe, people. Make sure you subscribe to obviously the Big Six Bounce as well. We've got Premier League preview of Casemiro tomorrow. Then obviously the shows on Saturday, Sunday. Man United are Trafford Tunnel. Nah, I'm not working late shift.
Yeah, wait, what time? What time do you mean? No, we're gonna run it off. No, we're gonna run it at 4:30, maybe 4:40.
Oh yeah, I might make it. I'll make it.
Half 4.
Yeah, I'll be there. For our Man United channel as well, Trafford Tunnel for our Never a Foul Man United channel. Chaps obviously comes on there as well. Big up Miss United who's come on. She's vanished now. She said I've had enough, but she was a great guest. Yeah, Cass, if there's anything you want to say, obviously become a member. Would run all that.
Yeah, no, you can in the description. You become a member. Obviously, big up everyone that's here, everyone that's supporting Never a Foul. But we're gonna be doing reactions for everything: Chelsea, Tottenham, We're just gonna have to be going. Man City, by the way, we got a massive panel for Saturday as well. Mixture of Tottenham and Chelsea fans for the 3 o'clock games and so forth. So we're gonna be running reactions. You know, even if it doesn't matter. They got to run. It all runs. Get people's reaction.
Exactly.
You never know what you might be able to clip.
And
Deadly.
you know what as well? Just a quick plug as well. If there's people that watch this and they've ever watched and they're like, do you know what, I want to get involved, hit me or cast up in the DMs and that. If you've got a camera and obviously you man can come on and talk your stuff and that, it'd be good to get new faces on if you support the channel. So don't feel like you can't come in here and, you know, get that icebreaker out there, man. That's what we do for the people, and we're for the people, man. On that note, it's Friday tomorrow. Esther, she's back. Miss United, thank you for joining us, by the way. Great first time on the channel. I'm sure you'll be back. So yeah, man, big up everyone, and yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow.
Fuck Liverpool.
Yeah. 1,000 times.